Good evening. This is Whiskey Zero Delta Delta Zulu. My name is Dave, and I'm net control for tonight's Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club Net. The purpose of this net is to provide a forum for announcements of amateur radio-related events, a meeting time on air to encourage social interaction between club members, and to provide a point of contact for club executive board members. This net may be interrupted at any time for emergency or priority traffic. If you'd like to use the system for an emergency during the net, please say break and give your call sign. We will acknowledge you and suspend the net until you advise you are clear. Is there any emergency or priority traffic before we begin? All licensed amateur radio operators with 70-centimeter privileges are encouraged to check into this net. Club membership is encouraged but not required for participation. This net will begin as a directed net and shift into an open net. There will be an opportunity for stations with equipment to sell to announce their items. Check-ins are requested for the purposes of counting participation with no checkout required for this net. Once all stations are checked in, Net Control will ask the club executive board members if they have any announcements, and then we'll call for announcements from other operators. Please be courteous once the formal part of the net is over and allow for a break for other stations to be part of the conversation. When checking into the net, please give your call sign slowly using the ITU phonetic alphabet. We've had 9 early check-ins so far. I'll start by taking check-ins from club board members. Club board members who have not checked in, please call.
Good evening, Dave.
From Juliet Kilo, Steve, and none, Secretary.
And 0 EMP, Greg, Fort Collins, member at large, no traffic.
K0 BEC, Jim, Vice President, no traffic.
Good evening, Greg, Steve, and Jim. Thank you guys for checking in. We will now move on to club members. Club members Alpha through Zulu who have not already checked in, please call.
This is Whiskey Zero Delta Alpha Sierra, Dave in Fort Collins.
AI 7 p.m. Alpha India 7 Papa Mike still on the Echolink.
Good evening, Dave and Phil. Any other members who'd like to check in, please call. All stations, Alpha through Zulu. Anybody left who'd like to check in, please call.
Good evening to the net. Here is November 6, Bravo, X-Ray Oscar, Colin, Fort Collins.
This is Alpha Echo Zero Charlie Foxtrot, Ben Fort Collins.
Good evening, Colin and Ben. Thank you guys for checking in. Any other stations who'd like to check in, please call. Hearing none, we'll now move on to net business. Greg, N0 EMP, did you have anything for the net tonight?
Bellevue, Colorado, 8,200 feet.
Negative, N0 EMP.
Thank you, Greg, and good evening, Mike. Sorry about the double there, but I got you in there. Steve, KD0UJK, did you have anything for the net tonight?
Yeah, no, I do not, Dave, and thanks for taking the net.
And Jim, K0BEC, do you have anything for tonight's net?
No, sir, I do not.
Definitely a quiet one this evening. Are there any other board members who wish to check in at this time? This is Whiskey Zero Delta Delta Zulu net control for the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club net. Are there any stations that have any questions for the board? Any other stations with announcements for the net, please call. We have now reached the gear swap portion of the net, as I actually got a email earlier today from Chris that has a 40-foot aluminum tower that if he's wondering if anybody would be interested in. His neighbor was going to scrap it, so he thought he would check with us and see if any of us would have use for it. He lives in Greeley. And if you are interested and want to get connected with him, if you guys will email me, pao@ncarc.net, and I will get you connected with him. Are there any other stations that have any equipment to sell or stations looking for a piece of equipment? Please call. Does any stations have any special topics they would like to discuss with the net? This is Whiskey Zero Delta Delta Zulu for the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net. Are there any late check-ins, comments, questions, or other discussion before we close the net for the evening? This concludes the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club net. Note Control would like to thank each station for their participation and would like to invite you guys to join us next Wednesday at the same time on this repeater. The repeater is now open for general use. Thank you guys and have a great evening. 73. This presentation was brought to you by the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.